I am no Trekkie, I'm going to make that clear right away. I couldn't tell you my Klingons from my Kirks, and I'm being deadly serious here. I don't think I've ever watched an episode of Star Trek in my entire life. But let me tell you, Star Trek Bridge Crew blew my mind a little bit. So if you're a fan of the franchise, then this is going to be a life-changing experience for real. Hey everyone, I'm Sammy from Push Square, and in this video I'm going to share some of my impressions from Ubisoft's latest PlayStation VR game. But before I get into it, do make sure you like the video if you enjoy what you see, and remember to subscribe to the channel for tons more PS4 content. Right, let's get into it.
It's too faint for me to decipher. It may be a distress beacon of some sort.
The storm is getting stronger, Captain. And based on these readings, I believe it will continue to worsen.
So the first thing I should say is that Bridge Crew is a co-op game. The footage that you're seeing here is from single player, and the reason I captured single player is because it made it easier for me to jump around to all of the different positions and show them off. But it's in 4-player co-op that the title really shines, as you kind of have to coordinate with your crew, and it's an extremely social experience. Because of the virtual reality, you can also emote with the PlayStation Move controllers, and it's just incredible really. I believe there's crossplay across all major VR platforms, so there's a much bigger pool of players than in traditional online VR games too, which is fantastic. But the game itself is bordering on genius in my opinion. So I know I've complained about the number of cockpit experiences on PlayStation VR in the past, but this one just makes so much sense. There are 4 positions you can play as. There's the captain, who oversees everything that's going on and is tasked with carrying out objectives which range from combat to simple traversal, and then there's the helmsman, who kind of pilots the ship. The engineer balances the ship's power and sets up repair plans, while tactical is in charge of scanning anomalies and firing weapons and stuff like that. To be honest, the engineer is probably the least interesting of the roles, but what's great is how much coordination is required to succeed. So for example, if you want to warp to another solar system or whatever, you need the engineer to route power to the engines and the helmsman to line everything up and engage the thrusters or whatever they're called. God, I know Star Trek fans will be cringing at some of the terminology I'm using here. Stick with me, you understand what I'm trying to say, I hope. I just think the gameplay is really clever. I've never played anything like this. Single player loses a bit of the magic for sure, and in co-op there can be moments where you're not really doing all that much, but if you're playing with friends, this is a bit like being in a virtual chat room. You can discuss the mission when you need to, but you can also just chat among yourselves while you get on with your business, and that's just amazing, even if the technology means that you're going to see some immersion breaking animations and stuff like that from time to time. In the few hours I've played, the missions have been quite straightforward, but in addition to a 5-chapter campaign, there are also some randomly generated objectives which aim to keep you engaged over a long period of time. You can also complete many of these missions in the simpler Aegis or the original Enterprise, which, like I was saying earlier, is just incredible fan service and will leave Trekkies hyperventilating, I'm sure. So yeah, you've got a person here that isn't particularly fond of Star Trek or even sci-fi in general who loves this game. I'm sure the novelty will wear off eventually, but I just think this is such a clever idea. I mean, I'm not even into co-op that much either, but I've never played anything quite like this, where you need to coordinate between multiple people in order to complete the simplest of tasks. There are even little moral decisions that you can discuss as a group and then decide upon your approach. It's really great. But let me know if it's something you're interested in the comment section below, and remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. Thanks for watching.